The Golden Sunset Knit Shawl Pattern. This beautiful shawl is a simple knit lace pattern worked from the top down on US 8 circular knitting needles for a quick and lovely shawl. It uses number 2 sport weight bamboo yarn, and you can choose from several of these yarns on my website, Be So Sporty Yarn, Be So Sporty Bling Yarn, and Be So Soulful Yarn. You'll also need a yarn needle and scissors. Let's get started. In the finished shawl sample, I used Be So Sporty yarn, and for this demonstration, I'm going to show you the tutorial in Be So Sporty Bling yarn, which is number 2 sport weight bamboo yarn with a thread of pure silver plied right into the yarn. The first thing we're going to do when we begin is to add a slip stitch to our knitting needle, and that is our first stitch. Then we're going to cast on 4 more stitches, for a total of 5 stitches. Row 1 is to knit all 5 stitches. You want to knit a total of 10 rows for this beginning tab. Okay, we did our 10 setup rows of knit 5 across, and now we're ready to begin the first row of the shawl. And so what we're going to be doing on this row is working across the 5 stitches, turning our work, working across the end of rows, and then turning our work again and working across the cast on edge. And what that's going to give us is a U shape of a row. And so we'll be able to continue on with our 5-stitch selvage edge on each side of this and work our lace in a top-down increasing pattern as we go. It's a really cool way to have that selvage edge across the entire top edge of the shawl. So let me show you how to do that first row. We're going to knit those first 5 stitches. Then working across the end of rows, we're going to pick up and knit 6 stitches. And then turning our work again and working into the opposite end of the cast on edge, we'll pick up and knit 5 stitches. I know it's going to look a little wonky at the end of this row, but you'll start to see what we did in the next couple of rows. So now our second row, row 2, is to knit across, and we should have 16 stitches total now. Okay, row 3 begins with knit 5. Then yarn over, knit 1, and you want to repeat that a total of 6 times. We're always going to knit the first and last 5 stitches of every row to maintain our knit 5 selvage edge. Row 4 and all remaining even numbered rows is knit 5, and then purl across to the last 5 stitches. And knit the last 5 stitches. All right, so that was row 4, but for all of the remaining even numbered rows, it's going to be knit 5, purl across to the last 5 stitches, and knit the last 5. We now have 22 stitches on our needles. We're ready to begin row 5. Row 5 begins with a knit 5, and then yarn over, knit 1, a total of 12 times. Then knit the last 5 stitches. We now have 34 stitches on our needle. Row 7 begins with knit 5, And then we have a repeat shown in parentheses that we're going to repeat 6 times for this row. And that repeat is knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 2. You want to repeat that a total of 6 times. And then at the end of the row, knit 5. You should have a total of 46 stitches at the end of row 7. Row 9 begins with a knit 5. And then our repeat that we're going to do 6 times that you'll find in parentheses on this row is knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 3. And you want to repeat that for a total of 6 times. Then we'll knit the last 5 stitches. At the end of row 9, you should have 58 stitches. Row 11 begins with a knit 5. And our repeat for row 11 is knit 3, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 4. And you want to repeat that a total of 6 times. Then we finish row 11 with knit 5. At the end of row 11, you should have 70 stitches. Row 13 begins with knit 5. And our repeat for row 13 is knit 4, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 5. And that's what you'll repeat for a total of 6 times on this row. And at the end of the row, knit 5. You should have a total of 82 stitches at the end of row 13. Row 15 begins with knit 5. And our repeat for this row is yarn over, knit 5, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 5, yarn over, knit 1. And you want to repeat that for a total of 6 times across the row, then end the row with knit 5, and you should have 106 stitches at the end of row 15. Row 17 begins with a knit 5 and a make 1, which means we're going to insert our knitting needle into the stitch below, which is a yarn over. So we'll insert our knitting needle into that stitch below, yarn over, and pull up a loop. So we're making a stitch where there wasn't one before, and then yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, and then make 1. So we'll insert our knitting needle into the stitch in the row below, pick up and knit, and then knit 13, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. So our repeat that we're going to do 5 times is knit 13, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. 13. We're going to make 1, so we'll insert our knitting needle into the yarn over stitch on the previous row, pick up and knit, then yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, and knit the last 5 stitches. At the end of row 17, you should have 123 stitches. Row 19 begins with knit 5, and then our repeat for this row is knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 2, then SKP, which is slip 1, knit 1, and pass the slip stitch over, knit 9, and knit 2 together. Then you want to repeat that section 6 times. Then we finish the row with knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 2, and then we knit the last 5 stitches. You should have 125 stitches at the end of row 19. Row 21 begins with a knit 5, and then our repeat is knit 3, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 3, slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over, knit 7, and knit 2 together. And you want to repeat that for a total of 6 times. With knit 3, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 3, and knit the last 5 stitches. At the end of row 21, you should have 127 stitches. Row 23 begins with knit 5, and our repeat for this row is knit 4, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 4, slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over, knit 5, and knit 2 together. And you want to repeat that a total of 6 times. Then we end the row with knit 4, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 4, and we knit the last 5 stitches. At the end of row 23, you should have 129 stitches. Row 25 begins with a knit 5, and then our repeat for this row is knit 5, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 5, slip, knit, pass slip stitch over, knit 3, and knit 2 together. That's our repeat, and you want to do that for a total of 6 times. Of row 25, we finish with knit 5, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 5, and we knit the last 5 stitches. You should have a total of 131 stitches at the end of row 25. Row 27 begins with knit 5, and then our repeat for this row is knit 6, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 6, SKP, slip 1, knit 1, pass the slip stitch over, knit 1, and knit 2 together. And that's our repeat. We're going to repeat for a total of 6 times. At the end of the last repeat, we finish the row with knit 6, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 6, and then we knit the last 5 stitches. You should have 133 stitches at the end of row 27. 29 begins with knit 5. Then our repeat is knit 7, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 7, yarn over. S2KP is slip the next 2 stitches to the right hand needle, knit the next stitch, and then pass the 2 slip stitches over. S2KP, yarn over. And you want to repeat what we said was the repeat for a total of 6 times across. Then we finish the row with knit 7, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 7, and then we knit the last 5 stitches. You should have 147 stitches at the end of row 29. Row 31 begins with knit 5. And our repeat for this row is knit 7, yarn over, S2KP, slip the next 2 stitches, knit the next stitch, pass the 2 slip stitches over, yarn over, knit 7, knit into the front and back of the next stitch, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit into the front and back of the next stitch. You want to repeat that for a total of 6 times. We finish the row with knit 7, yarn over, slip 2, knit the next stitch, pass the 2 slip stitches over, yarn over, knit 7, and then we knit the last 5 stitches. At the end of row 31, you should have 147 stitches. Row 33 begins with knit 5, and then our repeat for this row is knit 7, yarn over, slip 2, knit 1, pass the 2 slip stitches over, yarn over, knit 7, yarn over, knit into the front and back of each of the next 3 stitches. So knit to the front and back of 1, knit into the front and back of 2, knit into the front and back of 3, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit into the front and back of the next 3 stitches, to the front and back of 1, knit into the front and back of 2, knit into the front and back of 3. You want to repeat this repeat for a total of 6 times. At the end of the last repeat, we finish the end of the row with knit 7, yarn over, slip 2, knit 1, pass the 2 slip stitches over, yarn over, knit 7, and knit the next 5 stitches. You should have 215 stitches at the end of row 33. Row 35 begins with knit 5, and then our repeat for this row, the part in the parentheses, is knit 7, yarn over, slip 2, knit 1, pass the 2 slip stitches over, yarn over, knit 14, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 7. And this is the repeat. You want to repeat a total of 6 times. We finish the row with knit 7, yarn over, slip 2, knit 1, pass the 2 slip stitches over, yarn over, knit 7, and knit the last 5 stitches. Follow the link in the video description to download the pattern and get all of the written line-by-line instructions with stitch counts to finish this beautiful shawl, and also get information on ordering any of the yarns that we talked about in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, please feel welcome to leave them for me in the comments. And if you check out the video description, I've provided links for everything we talked about in this video. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.